entrance. And you hear a little bit of a home court advantage for Tankman. You talked about, obviously, how you've met him in Ohio. Indiana is a home for Calvin Tankman. He comes from Indiana. Much shorter trip than usual for him, and he is exchanging forearms early on for Dom, and I don't know who's going to have the advantage in that square-off.
I'll tell you what, from being hit by both these guys, Dom blew my eardrum out in a match one time. Like I said, Tankman almost collapsed my chest with some of his chops. So if I had my pick who I'd rather get hit by, I'm going to pick you, Wadsworth.
And it is an exchange European uppercut. Tankman firing right back with one of his own. Both these guys know to hit hard. Both of them know not to back down either.
I say, look, they're both welcoming shot from each other.
So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know that either man can necessarily get the advantage early on. Of course, Tankman, we talked about his ability to fly, the strength that he has displayed, and that's exactly what I was going to say. Dom is going to want to grapple with him, but he's going to need to cut him down, and there's that strength I was talking about. Did Dom go all the way
agility
over?
that I'm talking about. Look at that.
Tankman with the drop kick floors Garrini. That's why it's so hard to plan for a guy like Calvin Tankman. Obviously, you see his size, you assume you want to stick and move, but he is more than capable of moving with you.
That's going to separate a vertebrae or two.
Dom rolling to the ring apron, trying to get some space early on.
Hey, the fans in the front row might want to socially distance because
Tankman coming in. Dom's out of the way, though, and those kicks right to the jaw and to the sternum. You're going to slow him down if you can cut his breath off. Nice leg sweep, drops him and starting the boots, and that's what he's going to want to do. He's going to need to keep Tankman grounded in this matchup.
Tankman's going to have the advantage in strength and in size and all that, but what he does not have an advantage of in Dom, and that's ring IQ. Dom has the highest ring IQ of anybody I've been in the ring with. I love that little gesture right there. Nobody watches more film than Dom. Nobody does more homework than Dom. He knows what Tankman's going to do before Tankman even knows what he's going to do. That's why Dom's going to have the advantage in this match.
Well, and obviously most people assume when they see Dominic Garrini, they know the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background. They assume he's one of these guys that just kind of came to wrestling out of the mixed martial arts world, out of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world. It is actually quite the opposite. Dom with a high school wrestling background. They actually done some coaching.
I was going to say, he was like a former coach in high school.
And one of the most knowledgeable guys, you talk about a guy that watches film, one of the most knowledgeable guys, not just in professional wrestling, but specifically independent wrestling. Very few guys that have come out of the AIW Academy are guys that I could talk about some of the independent wrestling history that John Thorne and I grew up as fans of and watched. Dom is a guy who watched it all. He knows all the names that we know. But right now, Tankman, I said Dom needed to keep him grounded. Tankman just ate those kicks, worked his way back to the feet. Those leg kicks, though, are going to be the big difference maker for Dominic Garrini.
Each one of those leg kicks is just tightening up the muscle, restricting the blood flow, and Tankman can't use that agility. He can't use his speed. He can't use his weight advantage if he can't stand upright or put any power between his legs. Look at this.
And it's going to be real hard to catch your breath at all if your jaw or your nose are in the wrong spot.
Wadsworth, we talked about a lot of first Dom has done since coming out of the there's a pounce. Since coming out of the AIW Academy. Nobody sported a mullet like that in a long time, though, from the AIW Academy. That's another first.
Well, and that's the thing. You call it a pounce, but for most guys, that was a routine shoulder block. Tankman puts so much of a combination of speed and size that it ends up turning into a pounce.
Right to the back of the mullet.
The back of the skull through the mullet. Covers all of the body weight over the shoulders, but he does not isolate the legs at all, and Dom is able to use them to drive his hips and then his shoulders up off the mat just in time.
I'm telling you, that wasn't an easy amount of weight to push off of your chest right there.
Well, and it literally took starting at the feet and every inch of the body for Dom to even get the shoulder off, strictly because there was so much on his chest and on his shoulders. He slips out the back, and he's looking for that choke.
He's got it. Dom just got to put in that body scissors, and they were the good night nurse.
Tankman was trying to turn into it, got to the ropes. Dom, rather than fight with him, breaks it. And an incredible German suplex diving into the forearm.
Boy, if he can just turn him over now, good luck. He might need a forklift.
He shoots that half. You see him using almost a variation of a dog.
Use that cradle. Use that skullet. Oh.
And we talked about his high school wrestling background and his high school wrestling coaching background, and that was just pure wrestling background right there.
Wrestling 101. Shoot the half.
He shoots the half. He uses the head and neck in the midsection to force the body over, but he still was unable to get the 3 count. And this may be a mistake on Dom's part, taking the time to taunt Tankman and let him back to his feet.
You know, it's going to work for him. Stipe did that against DC in their last fight, so I mean, it could work for Dom.
And he had the advantage, and he let Tankman up, and Tankman is making him pay for it.
Nice back elbow.
The strikes closing it out with the back elbow. And now setting up, what does he have in mind?
He's looking for that power bomb.
Looking for the power bomb. Dom slides all the way through and transition into the guillotine.
And he's got it deep too. Look how much he's cranking on Tankman's neck.
The difference is he's got his left arm deep. His right arm was on the back. He couldn't even get it around the neck. And that allowed Tankman to fight through it into the power bomb. Cover 2 and just beating referee Jake Clemens' count.
Boy, Jake's, getting ready for the next step here. That was 2 3/8.
Dom could not have cut that much closer before getting that shoulder up. Tankman didn't quite have the foot all the way over the shoulder.
Oh, wow. Beautiful kick to the face there.
And he pulled the arm in, adding a little bit of leverage to add to the force of it.
Boy, watch with how hard these guys have been hitting each other, the moves they've done already, and the weight advantage that each one of them is giving up.
Dom have in mind, perhaps. I think he was looking for a brain buster, and just like that, one smooth motion, 2 stone 2. No!
Wow. You got to wonder what either one of these guys has left in the tank. No pun intended there, but with all the strength, the weight advantages Tankman has, the striking advantage that Dom has, what does each of these guys have left? I mean, if it was me, I just would have went to the back already.
Get fucked, driver!
I believe. Did Tankman just call for a get fucked driver?
A get fucked driver, yes. That's a first.
While it gave enough time, Dom countering out, couple strikes to the knee, the kick.
That was pretty impressive by Dom because he does have the hips of a 12-year-old German Shepherd.
The discus forearm shot. I'll remind you that was Carson that said that one.
Oh, he knows. I've said that to him.
Oh, there's what he was looking for earlier. Gets the vertical suplex.
That's it.
Immediately floating over.
Oh, but he's got the arm bar. There it is.
Kick out and transitions, and look at Tankman. Tankman trying to roll into it.
He's got the hands.
He does. Yep. Tankman manages to roll into it to keep the arm from getting extended. He stacks Dom up. Dom, transitioning.
Look at this. He's going after the fingers and the wrist now.
Using that small joint manipulation in addition to the armbar, and Tankman on the far side taps out.
Very, very, very impressive win for Dominic Garrini here.
Here is your winner, Dominic